Alright guys, so in this video I'll be sharing with you the exact strategy that made me profitable trading the forex market. So this is a simple strategy, okay? It's very easy to understand, and this strategy is being made up of what? Three components. First, you need to understand what? Market structure. You need to understand how market structure moves, okay? The second thing is what? Liquidity. You need to understand your liquidity areas, and the final one is what? QI. Need to understand where your actual POI should be. So at first, we have just two types of what? Market structure. We have the trending market and what? The ranging market. Of which you know that the trending market is when the market is either bullish or what? Or bearish. Okay. This is an example of trending market. Is that the market is bullish. Okay. So here the market is giving us a series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So we can see that clearly this price is what? Is bullish. So this is an example of what? Trending market. Another example of trending market is what? The bearish trend. Okay. When price is giving us what? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay. And the bearish market is made up of what? Series of lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay. So now another example of what? Market structure is what? The ranging market. So this is when price is simply moving in waves. Okay. There is no clear direction of the market. There is no clear direction of the market. Price is just ranging. Okay. Ranging on an equal level. Okay. So this type of market condition, this type of market condition is not accepted in my strategy. Okay. My strategy doesn't accept the ranging market. I only focus on what? The trending market, which simply means whenever the price is bullish, I focus on buys. Whenever the price is what? Bearish, I focus on what? Sells. Okay. You need to have a good understanding of what? Market structure, because market structure is key. So next thing is what? Liquidity. And how I do identify a liquidity, it is always the recent pullback after a break in market structure. Okay. So let's say we have a break here, higher highs. So the recent pullback immediately after a break in market structure is our what? Liquidity. That simply means that this is what? Our liquidity. Why? Because this is the recent pullback, immediately what? A break to the upside. So we expect price to come take out this low, okay, mitigate any recent POI immediately after this liquidity. Then we continue the buys to the upside. So this is basically how a strategy works. You feel me? So this is basically how my strategy does what? Works. You need to understand what? Market structure, then liquidity. So like I said earlier, liquidity is always the recent pullback immediately after a break in market structure. This is for a bullish trend. So for the bearish trend, let's say price is what? Let's say price is bearish, giving us a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So we expect price to come take out this recent high here as the recent high immediately after this break, then mitigate any of our POI, then we sell. Okay. So this is the exact component of what? A strategy. And your POI should be the recent POI immediately after this liquidity. Any POI you see immediately after this liquidity, that is the POI you should what? You should choose. Okay. Let me get rid of all these drawings. So this is what? This is GBPUSD. A very good example of this pair is looking at GBPUSD. We can see that what? Price is what? Price is bearish, giving us a bearish movement. This is what? This is a lower lows, lower highs, then a lower lows, another lower highs. And guess what? Like our liquidity says, our liquidity is the recent what? Is the recent pullback immediately what? After the break of structure. So this is the break of structure here, and this is the recent pullback immediately after this break of structure. So we expect price to come take it out, mitigate any recent POI after the liquidity. So that is what? That is our point of interest. So this is what? This is basically how I trade. Okay. This is basically how I trade. and this strategy alone has about 60% win rate. Okay, so next thing I do is that immediately price mitigates my POI. Immediately price mitigates my POI. I switch over to the 15 minutes time frame. Immediately I switch over to the what 15 minutes time frame, because I always work with what confirmation entry. Okay, I always work with confirmation and entry. And mind you, whether I'm in higher time frame or lower time frame, I do follow same process. Understand the market structure, then your liquidity areas, and what your point of interest. Now, take a look at this chart. You can see that price is what? Price is bullish here, giving us series of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Then price mitigated our POI, gave us a low break. Okay, this is what? A change in trend. Okay, this is a change in trend. After price did that, price created a liquidity here, then came to the downside, went up, mitigate this POI, taking out this liquidity, then we continue the sell to the downside. Okay, so this is basically how I trade. This is basically how I trade. Understand what market structure, map out your liquidity areas, then your POI, you go, you put your sell orders or your buy orders. Okay, so having a good understanding of what market structure is key in trading. Having a good understanding of what market structure is key in this game, because it will help you to avoid some silly mistakes. Okay, to help you to avoid some silly mistake, because one, it will give you clarity of where price is coming from and also where price is likely to go to. Like here, you can see that price was what? Bullish. Price was bullish here, even out higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now price came, broke this low here, broke this low, and continued its move to the downside. Okay, continued its move to the downside. So this is the recent pullback here, and this is our liquidity, our high time frame POI. Then we expect to sell from here. Same thing happens when we switch to the what lower time frame and expect a chop to the downside. So let's move out towards BTC, BTC USD. So BTC USD. So you can see that same thing happened here. I shared this trade in my Telegram community. I also shared it on my Twitter page. Okay. So as you can see here, price was what? Giving us series of what? This was series of lower lows, lower highs. Then lower lows, lower highs. Another what? Another lower lows, lower highs. This is another lower lows. So we expect price to come take out this liquidity, mitigate this POI here. Then we what? We sell. Okay. Then we sell to the downside. So this is the logic behind this trade. One, we've identified what our market structure. Our market structure is bearish. Then this is our liquidity, the recent pullback immediately after the break to the downside. Okay, so we map out our POI. Then we wait for price to come to our POI. We wait for price to come to our POI. Once price comes to our POI, we go down to the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, we just go down to the 15 minutes time frame. No play here, man. I'll place this screenshot of this trade. Okay, I'll place the screenshot of this trade here. So in here, you can see that price was previously bullish, giving it move to the upside till it mitigated our POI. Okay, as soon as price mitigated our POI, guess what? Price broke to the downside, created a liquidity. Then we expect price to come what? Take out this liquidity, mitigate our POI. Then we do what? We sell. Easy peasy. Just understand this strategy and you good, bro. You good in the market. So this is what our liquidity, and this here is our what? Our POI. Okay. So you just take your trade, you take your sell position, you execute, keep your stop loss here. And here, my safe TP was here. I targeted this low. This is my safe TP. Though I added another position at this level. I added another position at this level. But now this one hits stop loss. Okay. But it's all good. It's all good because trading is a numbers game. Okay. Trading is a numbers game. this trade, I executed this trade, and you see the screenshot here. So this is basically how you should trade. You need to have a good understanding of what market structure, pair it with what liquidity and what point of interest. So in here we have a what plus 4RR. Here we have a what minus 1RR, because what we took a loss here. Okay. But now this is a plus 4RR minus 1. This is approximately 3RR in what profits. Okay. So just stick with the system and follow your rules. Okay. So that's it, guys. So next thing I'm expecting on BTC, looking at the 4 hours time frame, next thing I'm expecting on BTC is a bias continuation. Because what price what has given us what our liquidity, price has created our liquidity. Now also giving us what a POI. Price is reacting from our POI currently. So let's go down to the 15 minutes time frame. Let's just go down to the 15 minutes time frame and see what the 15 minutes time frame is telling us. Now you can see that price is bearish. Okay, price is bearish and giving us what lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Then price gave a chop. But now guess what? Price didn't give us a liquidity here. So it broke to the downside and what gave us another choke. Okay, price gave us another choke, created a liquidity. So we expect price to come take out this liquidity. Okay, expect price to come take out this liquidity, mitigate any of this zone, then we do what we buy. So this is what I'm expecting on what on BTC. I'm expecting a buys on BTC. So this is it. Expecting a buys from here, then our point of interest will be here. Sorry, our point of interest will be here, our take profits will be here, then SL here. This low is now what our liquidity. So this is basically my plan on what on BTC. This is my plan on BTC. This is what I'm expecting on BTC USD. Do what to backtest this strategy and come back to share your results with me. Okay. So guys, that will be end of the video. Peace and love, guys.